Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the spinning planet of ours. I have a jam-packed day today, but I realized I hadn't streamed live, and I just want to make sure my audio is actually working, and it is. Uh, just wanted to give a shout out to the folks that invited me to speak at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign last week. And what was really cool was I knew that the fictional computer from the 2001 Space Odyssey series, I knew that he was built in Urbana, Illinois, at the campus of University of Illinois. But what I didn't know was he was actually built, or it was built in the actual facility that I spoke in, the Coordinated Sciences Laboratory. So I think that's epically cool. I didn't know that, but I did give a great talk there about open source AI and ethics as part of some of the work that they're doing for their students. They had a conference. I did the plenary session slash keynote. That was really cool. So I literally went to the HAL 9000's birthplace. So the reason why I'm doing a live stream on this now, even though it was a week later, is one, I really borked my back. I use a different word, but I want to keep it clean and friendly here on LinkedIn. So I've been kind of pretty low key for the last few days. And one of the things that I did this weekend is I went to Barnes and Noble and I saw this on the shelf. So if you're not familiar with Code Magazine, it's run by I don't know if it still is, but it's run by a bunch of folks from the Microsoft community, MVP community, and stuff. And then I flipped through again, keep in mind, I spoke there Monday. This was Saturday. I went to Barnes and Noble. I see this article on building your own HAL 9000, and it completely runs on Apple Silicon. And it's by Sahil Malik. Here you go. I don't know where that QR code goes, but you are welcome to give it a shot. Sahil is an awesome guy. He's a longtime MVP, and I spoke with him recently on Signal, actually. Not Signal, recently over Messenger somewhere. Anyway, great guy, super smart guy, super nice guy too, so I took this as a sign from the universe to kind of read this and whatnot. I'd love to have him on Data Driven, actually. He's an interesting character. If you ever meet him in person, he's really cool. But in other words, I was digging through the article and I'm like, I kind of like it. I kind of miss these technical magazines, but because it gives you like little recipes, you can kind of just do stuff. And but yeah, definitely check it out at your local bookstore, or I think codemagazine.com, codemag.com. But yeah, definitely check it out. And I would say, again, I took it as a sign from the universe. I haven't run all the code yet, so I'm not sure if it actually will voice like HAL, although I think that would be a bit creepy. But I think that was cool that, I don't know. I don't know if you believe in synchronicity or whatever, but I thought it was cool that I spoke where HAL was born, and then I see this article by some guy I know writing about building his own HAL 9000. And I think it's interesting because I think kids today, when they watch 2001, I don't know if they do, or the sequel is far more of a typical cinematic experience, right? 2010, good movie. It comes across as like, well, you're talking to computers, like that's no big deal. And it's like, well, when those movies were made, that was still science fiction. If you look at Star Trek: The Next Generation, or Deep Space Nine, or Voyager, where they interact with the computer through voice, that was still very much, and that was in the 80s and 90s, still very much science fiction. And for it to speak in a natural voice was very much science fiction. So with that in mind, it's time for me to take more Advil and get the kids off to school. But again, didn't want another week to go by without a live stream. Not sure if we're going to do the quantum. If you can't see the air quotes, live stream again. What typically I do with Candace is we pre-record a show and then we schedule to stream it live about the same time we launch the podcast episode. of Impact Quantum. So Impact Quantum, we actually have a couple of guests scheduled to speak with us this week, and I'm very excited about that. Some interesting topics are happening in that space, so stay tuned. So you can check me out on LinkedIn, all the places. I do not have. Here we go. There you go. There's the URLs you could find me. But I think it's cool. I got to see where big shout out to the folks at the University of Illinois. Super nice people, super smart people doing robotics. I mean, amazing stuff is being done there. So who knows? Maybe there'll be a real HAL 9000 type device that'll come out of there. Who knows? Only time will tell. So with that, I'm going to mosey on up the stairs and get the kids off to school on time. And I'll check you out later. And here's a fun little graphic. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a deep dive into kind of HAL 9000, the story of the character and things like that. Or maybe I'll just run Sahil's code like live. I'll do like a live coding session. I've never really done those before. Leave a like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Maybe I can get Sahil to actually run the demo on a live stream. That would be epically cool. So with that in mind, I'll talk to you later.